Archeology has been in Minecraft for almost a year now, but most people seemingly have forgotten about it. This is despite it being the only way to obtain over a dozen items, as well as a mob that you could describe as the Minecraft version of Yoshi, and so to prove its value, I'm going to beat Minecraft exclusively using archaeology. This is real easy and doesn't require waiting for hours, almost drowning, and the loss of your sanity. No! Okay, actually, maybe this is pretty hard, but I do have a plan here. Hanging signs. But between the hanging signs, we can find some stuff that actually might be useful for a real Minecraft playthrough. So emeralds would be exchangeable for apples if we were to find a village, something which I very much do intend to do. We do also have, though, a 1 in 45 chance of getting ourselves the valuable seeds. Actually, by the end of day 1, I had 2 variants, wheat and beetroot, and with the absence of a village to trade with, day 2 and 3 were spent wondering how I ended up with the world's best or worst job watching crops grow. Day 4 was when it finally did, though. Hey! Just like that. It took so many Minecraft days, but I think you'll find I officially have myself some beetroot and some wheat. I think the wheat has fully grown. Honestly, ever since the texture update, I've never been sure. Sometimes I break it and no! It hadn't. My beetroot had though, so at least I had some company as I watched crops grow, this time consulting a diagram. However, even though it was now daytime, of day 5, I accidentally made a friend and wasn't sure how to escape the prison I had put myself in. Okay, no, we're gonna have to just do it. Let's go really carefully here. Remove that snow, and then go again. Oh, Lord, don't poison me. Okay, I've been poisoned. Once you're greater than 64 blocks away from a mob in Minecraft, it usually tries to despawn it. There are all sorts of weird exceptions, but thankfully, this witch wasn't one of them. And so this wheat, I'm so sure it's grown this time. There's no way I'm wrong. Oh, wait, I got wheat but no seeds? Oh no. Was I wrong? I looked up pictures of wheat and everything. These bones are really just taunting me. I could totally have them, but they don't come from archaeology, and so in the water they go. Okay, I'm gonna take a gamble and say these beetroots are fully grown. If they're not, I think the entire playthrough might have to restart, but they are. Oh yeah, that's 2 whole beetroot plants now. I am basically back to where I was before the wheat messed me up. Ooh. Now, my strategy was simple. Use the fact that you've got more than 1 beetroot seed per beetroot to ensure that over the next few days, I could go from 2 beetroot to 3 to 5 beetroot with a bony friend too. It took almost 5 more Minecraft days, but I was officially about to have enough beetroot for a stew. Okay, now we got, oh god, no, we don't. Oh, okay. Oh, and there's phantoms too, of course there is. After waiting till the morning of day 11, I officially had 8 newly grown beetroot and enough food to heal up partially from the disaster. This had become a comfortable cycle. Farm, eat, wait, repeat. That took over the next few hours of my real life and an uncomfortable number of Minecraft days. If my goal was just to do 100 days video, this would be the simplest one ever, but instead I was trying to grow enough food to go on an expedition, which by day 20, I thought I had finally achieved. Sure, I can survive now, but how do I do something like start a house? Although really, how do I do anything else? This might look like the weakest setup possible, but I'm going to turn it into something great if I can just find an ocean, because my goal is to beat Minecraft's most ancient structure and commit a genocide against this single mother, but to do so, I'm going to use only archaeology. This means that there are 3 main rules. Every single item I obtain in this run will need to come from either my brush or from archaeology. Although I can use any archaeological item for its intended purpose, I can use my wooden hoe to make beetroot as you've seen, but also I could obviously use emeralds or gold to do trading with, and then third of all, I cannot do any crafting. Even if I find some sticks and some gold, I cannot craft myself a gold sword. The only crafting recipe that is allowed is eye offenders, because as of yet, there is no way to naturally find those, and so therefore, I've got to do 3 main things if I want to actually beat the game. I need to get a decent weapon, I need a decent food supply, and I need a way into the Nether. If I can just reliably obtain one of each of those 3 things, then we should be golden. However, that means the item I'm going to need first is obviously a weapon. There are no swords anywhere in any of the archaeology loot tables, and so the item I need most is an iron axe. This is as good as a stone sword, and because it's enchantable with sharpness or smite, it is officially usable as a weapon, which means I'll be able to get blaze rods, and then I can either use archaeology or kill my way to enough ender pearls if I can find the other 2 things. Just don't ask how I'm going to dig blocks to get to a stronghold using just an iron axe and wooden hoe. That's a problem for future me. For now though, I wanted to go and be a tourist, and I started to consider how I could expand the definition of archaeology. I mean, I'd argue if we burnt down this village now and came back in like 3 to 5 days, wouldn't that then be archaeology? Okay, let's not think about that too much, because we need to solve our defending ourselves problem, preferably before the sun sets. After traveling over 1,000 blocks without seeing a warm ocean, nighttime started to creep in. Since I've yet to find an archaeological bed, I decided to be a little inventive. I'm going to need a high-tech solution to avoiding all the mobs that spawn, and I think you might like this one, because it is, patent pending of course, the Genius Box. You sit in it, and you set a timer for 10 minutes, and then you come out, and it's like sleeping in a bed, just much slower. You noticing a theme in this run? But yeah, all it takes is 10 minutes and all your problems will go away. It looks like my choice of food has attracted a friend. But he didn't stay with me till the end, and that end seems to have not come yet, by the way, because I've been praying for an ocean ruin, and all I found instead is a jungle, which is slowly eating away at my beetroot stash. We've also just found a desert, which means we're seriously in business, because instead of just having one of these structures we can do archaeology in, like we had at the start, we now have access to 2 more, the desert well and the desert temple, and maybe if this ocean over here is lucky, we'll have access to the other 2 as well. Oh, the sun is setting on another day. You know, I only have 33 beetroots left, and even though I would love to just power through the night, one bad hit with a trident throwing drowned or something like that is going to ruin me, and so as much as I want to explore this ocean to the fullest, I just don't think I can. So, let's build a little box. And I'll see you in the morning. The next morning. Good morning, and welcome to another lovely day of digging around in ocean ruins, hoping I find something more than a golden nugget. This was driving me to madness. There was a 1 in 15 chance that was not happening despite days of trying. I was lucky enough to find enough ocean ruins, but I was just not getting my 1 in 15, and as my food slowly was consumed, I was now looking at going all the way back home just to get some more beetroots, or potentially even worse, starving to death. I don't know how this was going to go. All I know is we finally found it, the iron axe, and this is going to be crucial because obviously I haven't had any mishaps with drowns recently. Okay, everything is fine. Nothing is a problem. Oh, not again. All I had to do to crystallize this game was find a village where I could use my ancient emeralds to trade for slightly less ancient food, and even though I knew I found a village on the way here, I'm starting to think I might actually just be lost. At this point, I have a secret to share. This actually happened over 3 months ago. I was so demotivated that even after getting the best loot, I couldn't find anything, that I just decided to give up on the run because who needs to see someone beating Minecraft with archaeology? And that's exactly where I left it until recently, where they have fixed archaeology finally in Minecraft, and I decided now is the time to strike, now is the time to prove that archaeology is a good mechanic, and so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Everything from here on out is going to be fresh footage because I need to prove that archaeology is worthwhile, and so I'm going to beat the game exclusively using it. Let's go. Every single use of my iron axe needs to be used on something valuable, whether it's hitting a blaze or chopping down some wood, and so the question is, should I chop down a melon, because this will use up one of my durabilities that might turn into a very important one if the Nether comes to it. And so I'm gonna do it just so I have food to get me to my eventual food source. I am gonna really value this if I don't find a village before I desperately need food, because for now this just feels so good to finally do this. The same is true for the bed, which you better believe I was just able to pick up, but now you might be wondering, how the heck are you going to go to the Nether, Toy Cat? Because usually you go to the Nether with a diamond pickaxe, you mine the obsidian and move it around, or you use a bucket to move the lava to the water. However, in this particular case right here, both of those options seem impossible because you can't use archaeology to find either. But I think I have a trick up my sleeve, and I've done some basic testing, and I think I'll be able to make a Nether portal without requiring a bucket or a diamond pickaxe. Even though I have a bed, this strategy is going to require me not to sleep tonight though, because instead I'm going to need to find where lava pits are. Pro tip, when it gets dark in Minecraft, you can see the sources of light, which are usually either a man-made structure like a village, I mean, if you can call those people men, but also you can find things like lava pits. Oh yeah, there's one over there. And so long story short, you look around your world long enough, you'll find light sources, which are usually good things. I'm pleased to confirm there is in fact lava here, and so if I can pull off a very delicate maneuver, I think I can make a nether portal without requiring any buckets whatsoever. It is going to require some of that water to come over here though. So yeah, one of the things that you're probably already familiar with is that if you don't have a source of water, it will only go 8 blocks before not being able to go further. This is usually fine because you can move water by just digging another block down, but in our case, we need the water on this layer right here, even with the lava. And so if we can continuously make water sources, which is my intention, we should, keyword there is should, be able to get water all the way over there. I thought I was finally done with this method, but we're gonna have to bring back a classic real quick, which is the box. And now I just wait until mobs stop spawning here, which might be a while. I thought I was over this, but it's nice to be back. You know, the bed just isn't as cozy as a box sometimes. Okay, so the rain didn't stop, but the mobs did, and so now I'm getting to work on the finest canal that I'm building for precisely no valid reason, but sometimes you gotta do this in Minecraft. Wait, actually, it seems like a bad thing to have a creeper here, but this might just work out in my favor. Okay, I spent an entire day digging, and this is as close to the lava as I can get. I'm about 2/3 of the way there now, I'd say, which might make you think I'm 2/3 of the way through the work. However, to get the water any closer, you need to have water sources on both sides, which means I have to dig all the way through to the water sources over there, or all the way through to the ones over here. It took thousands of blocks removed, but now we can get the water another 3 blocks closer to the lava. I don't think I'm ever getting it there in the way I expect, but still, we're gonna keep going. Okay, we finally are at the point where if I can just break this stone, which, you know, obviously very hard to do with any real tool, I'll be able to make some obsidian. I'm pretty sure. Yeah! And if I check the number of blocks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is the 7th, meaning I could make some obsidian right on this line here if I wanted to as well. However, I don't want to, because I don't want to just make obsidian for the sake of making obsidian. I need to make it in the shape of a portal, which is a real pain to imagine, but I think I know how. I've got plenty of red sand. It's all piled up in this corner here. This is the most nerve-wracking dirt I've ever placed because I really need to get this right. But once I make a big pile of dirt, it just needs to be 4 high, but I'm just gonna go all the way across just to be extra sure. Then what I can start doing is I can remove blocks on this side such that I can send water through the wall. And now all I need to do is get water through the bottom blocks of this wall. So that should be easy. We break this stone block. You know, these are small sacrifices we have to make. No one likes to punch stone to death, but I'm doing it today. And then we break the dirt down here, and I just have to make sure the bottom 2 blocks of this get replaced with obsidian. So now that we've got our sand in the middle, we just have to get water to both of the sides. This is going to require quite a bit of work, but you know, quite a few stone blocks broken. But compared to what we've done before, this isn't that dramatic, so let's do it. Okay, bad news. We're not quite close enough to reach it. Maybe if I fill in this gap. There we go. Okay, we're much closer in there now. We'll remove this block too in case it helps. Once we remove the dirt block on the sides here, it should be able to make us some obsidian here. I hope. Yes, it does. And then we remove this block for another one. Yes, it's all coming together now. Okay, there too. No, not there too. Doesn't work there for some reason. It's this obsidian block, isn't it? I'm gonna have to break an obsidian block with my fist. The things we do for the people we love means that I must love you, internet. And so if you love me too, consider subscribing with notifications turned on. If you're not sure about our relationship moving so quickly, then maybe just hit the subscribe button and we can negotiate the notifications and all of the other closer connections later, because I do ridiculous challenges like this every day that make me question my sanity. Why am I destroying an obsidian block with a brush? One extremely annoying shift later. Yes! It's done. And now, you know what else is done? Apparently not my nether portal, because I've done it in too shallow of waters. Oh no. I don't know how I didn't think about this till just now, but I've got the bottom, I've got 2 of the sides, but I need to have a top to this. And there's no more lava here, so I can't push the lava upstream. Oh god, how did I let this happen? How did this happen to me? Well, that was my major plan to go to the Nether, and I totally messed it up. And so you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make this future Toy Cats problem, because I'm gonna go eat a cookie or something. Be right back. Soon after. The cookie was great, by the way. It was also free, so even better. But now it's future me's problem, and I checked. This lava isn't deep enough, and assuming I don't find a nice underground pit that I could work with, this wasn't my goal, I'd have to use my backup plan, because there's 3 ways to go to the Nether, and none of them involve this fun floating sugarcane I found. Method 1 is to use buckets or flowing water onto lava. This clearly wasn't working. Even when I found another lava pit, it just wasn't going to come together. The diamond pickaxe method is the second or more popular one for beginning players. You could place your own blocks and build your own portal this way, but I obviously wasn't going to find a diamond pickaxe with archaeology, and so method 3 was to find a complete ruined portal somewhere in the world and then find a way to light it. I'll be honest, method 3 didn't go well at first. I found lots of non-complete ruined portals because they're much more likely, or I can work out a clever loophole in the rules, and you better believe, since this is me, I'm going for that second one. So the rules are, I have to use archaeology or the items from archaeology, but for their particular purposes, something that is explicitly encouraged and allowed by the game. And so what can I can't use any chests to loot structures. However, an iron axe happens to be very good at breaking wooden blocks, including the chest. And so when I found a village with 3 blacksmiths, I knew what I had to try, but what I wasn't expecting was I'd be able to keep it. But obviously I knew this couldn't continue. Let's lower our expectations. But in this one we get, whoa, maybe we do get a full portal of obsidian. 11, yeah. There's a pickaxe in here as well. There's armor. So the rule only states that if I use a tool from archaeology, I can use it for its intended purpose. There isn't any mention of using this multiple layers deep, i.e. using an axe from archaeology to break a chest to then get a pickaxe or a sword. And so we have a decision we've got to make. So look at this, right? I have a bunch of, shards that I've gathered across time. Let's make them into a pot. And then, let's do the logical thing that people definitely do when they're sane and playing Minecraft, and put my things into the pot, breaking them, making that an archaeological find. I mean, I can't date from when this pot must have been, but if something's in that pot, it must also be very old. Break it, and wow, now it is mine. This is a very valid functional system. More seriously though, I do think second layer impacts are something that are worth considering, and I will be very keen not to just take any diamonds or anything like that we get. I think that we should still be playing in an archaeological way, but this iron pickaxe has been stored in this house for God knows how long, and so it's mine. Okay, as much as I love the idea of finding something in a pot and therefore being able to use it, I don't think that these leggings, this chest plate, or any of these swords are valid tools to use today because they came out of a village chest. Using the axe for archaeology reasons to then find other tools does feel a little bit, too indirect, and so I think this has to be an archaeology axe, and that means we can only use it to break chests which are in clearly old structures. I've separated Minecraft structures into new and old here on my lists, and hopefully you'll agree that out of the new structures, the villages, the woodland mansions, and the pillager outposts, they're all made by clearly new inhabitants of the world, whereas clearly there are structures which are much older than them, which is why I'll instead be breaking some ruined portal chests. Because I can take whatever I like from a chest, but if I want to use a tool, that tool needs to be ancient, and so if I want a flint and steel, it better come from one of these chests. Wait, no. What we can do is we can cleverly ignore both of these blocks right here by simply placing 1, 2, 3, go. this is now a slightly off aspect ratio Nether portal. Shall we go in? I guess logically first we should sort through the debris. Like, do I want an Unbreaking 2 sword? Probably yes, actually. That's better than what I have right now. Do I want my wooden hose? I don't know why I keep having them. Should I be using this sniffer egg somewhere? Probably. Let's let it hatch while I'm gone. That is about as good as I'm probably going to get. These are my 4 defenses against the Nether. I sure hope it's enough. We're going to go in with my most solid block I have, some dirt, and some red sand, because it's, you know, let's get some gravel as well. Let's see what we can do. Good news! I spawned into Minecraft's best Nether biome. I love this place so much. I love that you get both ghast and magma cubes here. Oh, what a great time I'm going to be having as I look for a Nether fortress. But at least I have a sword, at least I have my life, and at least I have the ability to go back when I need to. So while I'm here in the Nether, I do have 3 crucial goals. The 2 you can probably predict are I need to get some ender pearls and I need to get some blaze rods for blaze powder. However, I also am going to need to substantially improve my gear if I'm going to be able to fight the dragon, and even if I'm going to be able to get to the dragon to begin with, because she tends to have a portal that's quite far underground. So if we can do all of those things, you know, like break the chest of a bastion or a fortress without being murdered by a piglin brute or a wither skeleton, then I'll be doing just great. These are very old plants, but I can't use them even if I want to, because they're not archaeologically found. That's fine. I can live with that. Going into a bastion with no bucket, which is my usual go-to, and no armor, and attempting to come out somehow with decent stuff is a ridiculous thought. But, you know, here I am, and I think you'll find I'm about to be successful. I only want to be where the chests are, which are up there. And climbing over the top of this seems like it could get me killed. So, let's go round. Yeah, that strategy looks like that was the winning play, because now I'm right over by the part of the bastion that I need to be in. However, no gold armor, just a gold sword, means this is going to be a lot harder than any bastion I've done before. And here's my smart idea, right? I'm going to get them all on a block, and then drop the block down, and then place it again. And we're just going to do this continuously. This actually seems quite smart, huh? Until there are no piglins left. They will continuously walk onto it because it's the fastest way to get close to me. But they don't seem to realize that I have a strategy here. And I'm pretty impressed of that. Is that done already? Yeah! That was it. I did it. So now I can't use the chests, obviously. I can only break them to look for archaeological finds, and wow! A sword and a pickaxe and a shovel. All the goodies. And in this one we find more goodies. So I'll keep the axe, but I won't keep the magma creams, for example. We're gonna slowly work through the entire pile. Sharpness 3 gold sword sounds pretty cool, actually. Most importantly, though, there is not just a pickaxe here, there is also some boots. So now I'm going to be slightly protected as well. Look at my ancient armor. This has existed for millennia, perhaps. It's just being guarded by the piglins because they don't know that you're meant to actually use armor. And then I'm going to be switching out to a iron sword with sharpness 3 on and an efficiency 4 pickaxe. What a killing I have made from this today. That could not have gone smoother. Oh! Okay, shouldn't have said it. Not gonna congratulate myself until I'm out the Nether now. Because I still do have to deal with the other 2 goals. I think I could probably fight a dragon about right now, but I still need 2 crucial ingredients to do so. This is a surprisingly hard Nether to traverse without using any twisting vines, but I'm just about getting the job done. It sure would be nice if we could find some ancient hay, but that is not a thing from the Nether, and so instead, I'll just bounce around, avoiding the occasional white monster, and see where that takes me. The answer might surprise you because it is a Nether fortress. I've just got to be able to get to it. It's very, very low down and I don't feel like taking a lot of full damage right now. So I'm going to just fall down. Okay, okay. That was actually pretty smooth, all things considered. And here we are, ready to slay some fiery beasts. Oh, and they're ready to slay me too, it seems. But, you know, I'll take either one at this point if it doesn't result in my death. Okay. That's fine. That was ridiculous. I was out here for how long before that just happened to me? Oh, and it's gonna happen again too. That's the scary thing. I think this is the first time I've ever used red sand in the Nether. I've got to say, it's quite complimentary to the color palette of this place. Oh, why did I do this to myself? It's fine. It's fine. As long as there's not a web skeleton in here, I'll be great. And there's not. So I'm fine. It's kind of a bummer that I found this sharpness sword before having to kill blazers. I almost want to revert to the iron axe, just so I can feel like I'm getting my value from not eating more of those melons earlier. But yeah, right now I'm just looking for my first blaze rod. Yeah, there it is. Nice. One blaze rod is better than none, is what I'll have to keep telling myself. Endermen just love to ruin everything about your day, don't they? I didn't even know they could pick up red sand. It totally makes sense that they can, but I've just never seen it happen to me before. Okay, I've got a plan for this final blaze rod. I'm gonna ambush the blaze when he least expects it, and oh god, third person is not the way I want to do this. I think I'm accidentally about to do it again, but you know what, it's fun. Blazes do this to you enough times that you need to do it to them. Okay, there's only one stop left to make while I'm here in the Nether, and it's obviously to get some ender pearls. I think the purest way you could argue is brushing up some emeralds from the seafloor till you have enough to trade for all of the ender pearls, but we did find this ancient sword, and we'll use it to kill some ancient fellas, like this one over here. I've got a lot of armor, so if he hurts me, I won't feel it, don't worry. I've actually decided to switch out to my gold sword for this so I can save the iron sword for the dragon. But even then, with Unbreaking 2 on this gold sword, look how fast the durability is going to drain. Well, there goes the sword, and now I have to switch back to using my axe slowly, or I worked out something else while looking for my inventory. I have 2 gold blocks. If we get really lucky with this, because these are ancient pieces of gold, we might, just maybe, be able to skip some of this process. I mean, I can also use my iron axe because I have this spare golden one, but we'll see where that gets us first. Okay, first things first, let's go crazy. Get the last batch of ender pearls we possibly can. Okay. So without having to resort to one of my other tools, which are either dying or very much not for that purpose, I have 6 ender pearls and 18 gold. Let's see how many ender pearls this gold will turn into. I think if we don't find any piglins, it's gonna be 0 though. So I got about half my ender pearls by killing endermen, and the plan was to trade for the other half rather than waste my precious tools. However, as you can see, there are just no piglins. I've been doing loops of the area trying to get them to spawn, but all I can find are the zombified versions. So either I go back to my bastion, or I just commit to breaking one of my other tools. Do I need a golden axe? Maybe not. Do I need a diamond shovel? Well, actually, I wouldn't be able to use the diamond shovel because it's specifically not for hitting. Unlike the axe, which can get, indeed, enchantments like Bane of Arthropods, Smite, and Sharpness, therefore implying it is a combat weapon, I don't think I can use the diamond shovel. Or the pickaxe, actually. Okay, I've been driven to this. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna waste the last of the sword, and the dragon can just die to my fist instead. The dragon doesn't really care how much damage you do to her. It doesn't improve or deprove your odds of survival. So let's just go for it. I'm gonna try to get every last little drop of value out of this sword. But I'm clearly doing a good job too. But I need to make sure that I get these ender pearls more than I need to kill the dragon with a sword. Wow! If we keep this luck up, I genuinely think my food and my sword will last past the Nether, which is the dream. Oh yeah, we are keeping it up. One more. Please, Mr. Enderman, deliver. Wow! I've never had 5 in a row. The odds of getting an ender pearl from an enderman are 50-50. It's a coin flip, in other words. I just got heads in a row 5 times. It's not impossible, but it feels good. Okay, one last big inventory clear out. Let's find the things that we probably shouldn't have picked up. Like, you know, where did this cooked pork chop come from? Is it from one of those? Yeah, it's from the bastion chest, so I can keep it. Same with this crossbow, whereas I can't keep the twisting vines. We're now going to go to wherever our ender pearl points us to. So let's just make it all into blaze powder. Let's make some IF-enders, shall we? There is a genuine question at this point as to whether 3 golden carrots and a single pork chop are enough to get me through everything. If they're not, that's bad. But finding archaeological food is quite a hard one by the standards we've set, and so I'm kind of just hoping that in the Stronghold, there is maybe some more for me. Okay, this is truly terrifying. I think the only true way out of all of this fear is through the return of one of the loved staples of this challenge. That's right, it's the box. This time we're going for a bit of an icier one. I will not live if I can't put this together soon. Go box time. Okay, I'm safe. I'm gonna eat my golden carrots, and I'm gonna wait until it's all blown over. I've got to say, this is the nicest box view I've had yet. It is nice out there. No! Okay, box attempt 2, let's go. Good morning, world. It seems as though my time machine, also known as waiting, has worked again. Also, I really hope we're getting close at this point. Only one way to be sure. Nope. I mean, I guess that doesn't tell us if we're close or far. It just tells us we've still got to keep going. But I think we're getting so close to the world origin, it can't be going past it, right? Oh, I am maybe right. Okay, let's go this way. For as long as makes sense. I didn't see any villages on the way in. Although I do see... I do see a trail of ruins over there. Oh, and I do see a village over here too. Okay, so... almost certainly, I think we can say it's under this village, which means I have a fun idea, right? Hear me out. This is the archaeology run. So what if instead of digging down from the village, where we have a 90% chance of finding the stronghold, what if we instead archaeologied our way in? So I am still playing this in the version where the archaeology structures are a little broken. That's something I believe they're in the midst of fixing right now. But if we were to archaeology our way in, we'd find some last minute helpful things such as orange dye. Wait, was that two orange dyes? Wow, that is today. I can make an orange bed now. That's nice, I guess. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my bed down because I'm about to make a very silly, risky gamble. And that is to dig down, but in the fun way, where we make sure we don't actually lose everything we have. Oh, shouldn't have done that. Okay, let's see what else we can find in here, by the way. More hanging signs, very exciting. Probably don't need one of those, but you know, I appreciate the hanging sign coming in here, realizing that maybe I needed it now more than ever. And let's keep digging down. I do worry that eventually the two will be, you know, intercepted in some way. But I'm just hoping that this is one of the smartest moves I've ever made. And oh, it was! Aha! See how smart I am? I have now archaeologied my way into a stronghold. I've got one golden carrot of food left, as well as apples, but I don't know that you can really call that an ancient food. By definition, I think it isn't, right? So we're gonna have to go find some food while we're in here. So my hunt was unsuccessful. However, what if we just go to the end with one golden carrot and see if we can beat Minecraft? I mean, it's a fun little challenge for the end here. Can we beat the game before my hunger beats me? Okay, I've prepared the tiniest bit. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's defeat an ender dragon using just one piece of food and a slightly dead sword. So I know my biggest concern should be taking down the dragon as efficiently as possible, but given that I need to shoot through her neck to activate the double damage anyway, why not go for a cool trick shot and also take down a tower at the same time? Oh yeah, that was good. I want to do that again, actually. Let's do a second one. Yeah. You going down, dragon, tower by tower. I'm gonna get you all. Now let's use the sword for maximum possible damage. That felt good, to be honest with you. That felt really good. Oh, speaking of good, you know what isn't that? Being attacked by a dragon's acid. You know, honestly, being attacked by any acid. So it's one of those types of attacks where you look at it and you're like, oh, I mean, there's lots of ways that I don't want to be injured. But, you know, acid is by far the one at the top of that list, if I had to say so. Anyway, speaking at the top of lists, I'm gonna attack the dragon now because I have spare arrows. I don't need to take down the rest of the towers, and outside of this one here, which I might be able to reach, I don't think I can do it anyway. Okay, the last piece of food is down, but barring some disaster, this fight looks like it's gonna go in my favor. Oh, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. You know you don't want to. Oh, that's my last arrow. Whoops. Oh, wow, perfect timing. My sword lasted me all the way to that point, which means you know how I can finish off the dragon? That's right, archaeology only. I have just beaten the dragon using archaeology exclusively. It was a very, very silly start, and honestly, a very, very silly middle too. You know, there were lots of silly steps in this, but what I can say, beyond anything else, is that now I can take the ultimate archaeologist prize, and that is the egg of a species that no longer exists. And you know what? There's a beautiful use for the chest that I picked up earlier, because you know what? The dragon egg is gonna break on it, which means now I am the proud owner of Minecraft's ultimate archaeological find. You can never find another one of these, and so as the world's ultimate archaeologist, I must now retire my hat. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And I've got one last thing I've got to admit. Honesty is something I take very seriously here on the channel. That is why you'll sometimes see clips and videos that are really painful for me personally, or are sometimes counterproductive to the video, or sometimes set me back, and it's because of the fact that this is actually what happened in Minecraft. I do believe that if I'm showing something in a Minecraft video, it should be something that is possible in the game, but also has actually been done, with very few exceptions like April Fools, and so that is why I haven't jumped aboard trends that could make me a lot of money, like the fake hardcore 100 days thing. I haven't done that because I don't think it's honest to you about what someone can actually do. And so with that said, I have a confession to make, because I started this run all the way back in July of last year when archaeology was fresh. I decided that I wanted to beat the game using just it, and I spent hours and hours, whether between boxes, waiting for archaeology, desperately hoping for that iron axe, and I really did get that unlucky over and over and over again. However, once I got my iron axe, I thought, okay, I'm finally free into the next moment of this, but I would just spent so much time on it that I felt like I had to give it a few days, because I was just so done with spending all of this time. And so I let a few days turn into a few weeks as things built up in my life and on YouTube. And so then when I came back to it, I found the world didn't exist anymore. I deleted all of my worlds somewhere between 1.20 coming out and me going back to the archaeology world, and because it had been months since I deleted it and noticed, it meant that I physically couldn't find the world or a backup of the world or make an actual copy. If I made a copy, I think that'd be a perfect copy, right? But instead, what I had to do if I wanted to complete this run was to go into all of my footage. I'd recorded the entire run up to that point, and then find the seed, which I did. It was from Seed Sunday back in 1.20, and then go through and perfectly recreate the dirt house with its beetroot, go through and perfectly recreate any change that I could notice I'd made to the world. And then once I'd done that, and only once that had happened, I decided to go to my inventory, perfectly recreate it with the perfect XP, the perfect hunger, and the perfect health, and so I could continue my run from that point. However, at this point, I have a question. Have I actually beaten Minecraft with archaeology only, or have I done the first half on one world, and then a second world, which just looks identical in every single way, have I then completed it there? That is a question that I can't answer. I would like to believe I have one, but I want to know in the comments down below what you think, because that is ultimately up for you as an audience to decide, and that's why I'm giving you this full disclosure. But anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope you don't mind me maybe even oversharing. Maybe this is too much honesty, because I do look forward to seeing you in the next one. Consider subscribing if you do want to see more weird challenges like this one, because I love beating Minecraft in weird and strange ways, and if you subscribe, you can see more of those. Thank you for watching. I hope you appreciate the honesty, because I'll see you next time. Goodbye.